Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Bright. In my hands is the Walking Dead Deluxe number 20. We're slowly catching up to the latest release. Walking Dead Deluxe, it is a reissue of the original Walking Dead, this time in color. They're doing it issue by issue every other week, generally every other week. Written by Robert Kirkman, Charlie Adlard is the artist, colors Dave McCaig, lettering by Rus Wooton. After the previous issue, which was full of excitement and death, this one's kind of like a little up and down, calm before the storm. But the storm was within the issue. And this, I think, is a really solid example of Kirkman's ability to kind of play with emotions and expectations and a nice roller coaster of an issue. I mean, it ends on both a down and an up, which I think is really interesting. After the previous issue, we had the group had to kind of take care of some threats. They're kind of dealing with this new situation, getting settled in. We see them becoming more, I think, domesticated and kind of used to the situation that they're in the prison, and kind of figuring out who's doing what. I think what we're starting to see here is a lot of more focus on the characters themselves beyond Rick. I mean, Rick has kind of gotten the mass amount of the actual character development, but here there's so many small moments between the characters that I think are really interesting. You got Herschel and Axel, you got Maggie and Glenn, you've got Andrea is a big one, and then Otis. Otis is the one that really stands out, and Kirkman in the back in his notes for the issue kind of talks about it a little bit. You know, Otis we find is just a racist piece of shit, and I think that's really, really interesting. It drops the N-bomb, which is jarring, and I'm kind of with Kirkman, is that, while you don't want to see it all the time, there are uses for it, and this is a perfect example where it is very clear Otis is a piece of crap, and it's a very jarring thing, and, just simple sentence, simple word just completely focuses on the character, makes us understand who he is. I think what's interesting, and Kirkman kind of brings it out, is that, this is a person who we've kind of known hasn't seemed to be that bad of a person, but in one moment we quickly figure out how much of a piece of crap he is. And there's many people that we know in our lives, and I've talked about in other videos. I feel it's really interesting reading this series now in the age of COVID. And this, even more so, is in the age of Trump, right? Like, when this series first came out, our issues was terrorism, economic issues. Now we've got COVID, we've got white supremacy, just supremacy in general, insurrectionists, all that. And people that we might have thought in the past were completely decent have shown their true their true colors over the past 4 years or so, especially in the last I'd say year of it. So I mean, it's one of those that I agree with Kirkman, is that this is a reality, and that as much as we'd love to live in a world where racism doesn't exist, it does exist, and there are people like this that are in our world, and to not acknowledge that would be just kind of a washing of reality. So yeah, I mean, I think it also throws out of, like, how do you deal with someone like that in this world? I mean, he's got we got Otis is a racist piece of crap, but we got Tyrese, we got Michonne. How is he going to deal with these other people he clearly doesn't like? So I think that it becomes a very fascinating thing, and it's a one word, but it just adds so much to the series, the character, and the conflict. So in that way, I think it's really, really intelligent. I mean, the art continues to be great. I said in my review of the previous issue, I think that the coloring is really coming into its own, and Charlie Adler's art works better with the coloring than the previous art style. And I think just overall, like, Adler, we know, gets better as the series goes on. I think the art, or the coloring, is kind of going with that as well. So I mean, it's kind of exciting to watch this growth of this series. Overall, I am a huge fan of the comic. I think it's so much fun to go back and reread all these issues and explore it again. And I highly encourage you, if you've never read issue by issue, go for it. This is out in comic shops now. You can go get it. We got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code. It'll tell the shops near you. No shop, no problem. We have some affiliate links. There are affiliate links, so we get a small percentage. By doing that, you help support our site, so thank you. And just watching our videos support us, so thank you for that. If you're into The Walking Dead, if you're into Skybound, Image, comics in general, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.